Hi everyone! Welcome to Artsonia's After School Art Club. Today we have a fun art project from Tosha Raynor, an art teacher from North Carolina. Hope you enjoy the video and don't forget to have your artwork uploaded to your Artsonia gallery.
I am Ms. Tosha Raynor and I am a high school art teacher in Wilmington, North Carolina at New Hanover High School. Today I want to show you how to create a tessellation. We're also going to fill those tessellations with different textures. As you see behind me, the tessellation is created by a single puzzle piece that can be repeated over and over in a composition. What you'll need today to create these tessellations are a pair of scissors, a regular pencil, colored pencils, a perfectly square sheet of paper. I'm using a 3x3 sheet of paper. To do this at home, you can just use a ruler, measure out 3 inches on each side, starting from the corner of the sheet. It makes it the easiest. And then cutting them out with your scissors. We're going to use our square sheet of paper to create a puzzle piece to be repeated in our tessellation. I created a worksheet to visually show and explain how to create a puzzle piece for your tessellation. So once I put this up on the screen, you might want to press pause so that you can read the instructions and see it visually before I show you on the camera. So with our square sheet of paper, we are going to take our regular pencil and label A to the opposite A side. So if you'll see here, I labeled A and A. They need to be opposite sides of each other. And then I'm also going to label B side to B side. This will help us later when we cut out our shapes. We're going to slide them to the opposing sides. On our puzzle piece, we're going to draw a line from one corner to another corner on one A side. We are not going to draw on both A sides. Then we're also going to do a different line on a B side. Again, just one on B side, one on A side, not on all 4 sides. So from one corner to the other, I'm just going to draw a regular curvy little line on my A side. Again, it's going from corner to corner, and I'm not looping the line. The line cannot go over itself. I went ahead and drew my lines from corner to corner on the B side as well. This time I did straight zigzag lines. One thing to remember about the puzzle pieces here is that your lines from A side and B side should not overlap each other, because we are going to be cutting these lines out. So if your lines overlapped, your puzzle piece would not be accurate. Once I had both of my sides drawn, we are going to cut these out and tape them along their opposite sides. So I'm just drawing an arrow to show you. Once I cut these out from the A side, I'm going to slide it down and tape it to the bottom of the opposite A side. Over here, once I cut B side out, I'm going to slide it across and tape it to the opposite B side. What's important to remember with these pieces is that whatever spaces you have from corner to corner, you need on the exact same amount of space on the other side. So since my A starts in the very corner, I've got to tape it starting at the very corner. Since again, this is a puzzle piece and we're repeating the process over and over, it has to fit perfectly within itself. So if I had this piece taped way over here, the puzzle piece isn't going to work out for me. So I'm going to take my A piece, move it down to the opposite A, make sure same amount of spaces on both sides. I'm going to use a piece of tape and tape this into place. Make sure it's nice and lined up. I'm also going to place a piece of tape on the back side. Make it nice and sturdy. Okay, my A piece is now taped. So now I'm going to take my B piece that I cut out, slide it across to the B side. Since I started on the bottom corner, I'm going to place it on the bottom corner. I'm going to line it up. Use a piece of tape to tape it into place. Turn it over, add additional tape, make sure it's nice and sturdy. And this now creates my tessellation puzzle piece. With our tessellated puzzle piece, we are going to place it on a regular sheet of computer paper, or if you have nice drawing paper at home, you can do this on your drawing paper. I'm going to start it anywhere on my sheet of computer paper, in any direction. I can do it diagonal, I can do it straight on, and we're just going to trace our tessellated puzzle piece. Now that we've got our first tracing done of our puzzle piece, we're going to move it alongside to any side. Again, if it was just here, we're going to move it along and fit it within itself and trace it again. From here, we keep sliding the puzzle piece up, down, side, or side, and keep doing the tracing process. If you'll notice here, I've traced my puzzle piece off the edge of the paper. You don't want to have a puzzle piece that stops and you don't have another piece that runs off the edge of the composition. The element of art that we're going to cover with this is texture. So there's implied texture and real texture. Real texture is what you feel. There's furry, hairy, spiky. And implied texture is drawing that texture out. Implied texture could be implying a spiky texture, a hairy texture, wood grain of the table. You can also do textures such as animal print, like cheetah print, zebra, tiger, different kind of textures like that. So we've got an example here that I've done for my class before with different textures. I've included, like I said, a wood grain texture. I've done fish scales, spider web, a honeycomb texture like you see with bees honeycomb, bricks. I've got a bumpy texture, checkered texture, You can have a lot of variations of different textures. So what I'm going to do is fill in my different puzzle pieces with different textures.